board here. Welcome. No, I haven't even made my tea. I'm not even starting yet. I will. Give me a little bit. They love my tea, and so do I. I don't even know where the hell to start this morning, but I guess I have already started. Topic is okay. Then leave it out. Yeah, we got that. We got that. I was pretty serious yesterday. I did a show about a troll, a very narcissistic, controlling, power hungry troll who follows the Trump administration, is a very, as I like to say, a staunch Republican. And I don't know, maybe you find it hard to believe or not, but it's really not. Knowing the character, know what I know about him, actually supports Trump's behavior with all the files coming out, and Trump was playing the trombone with Epstein, uh, and seems to be supportive of child trafficking and defiling young women, girls, actually, rape. Wow, that don't say something about this guy's character, man. I'm not sure how I can make that any better, the statement, really. Bruce Monroe, Bueno Cano, how did the staunch Republican get money? Is he a. Yeah, that's my theory. Yeah, yeah, that's my theory. I don't think he's a self-made man, but I think the key words on a video that he put out himself. I didn't doctor up his video or nothing. Is that he's so happy that he got a 26% increase in his private portfolio, financial portfolio, because of the Trump administration. He didn't care that Trump, fucked little girls. He didn't care that Trump is part of a not kept secret anymore uh, little organization that trafficked children. I don't know. He found that attractive or something, I guess. I don't know. Goes to say, you just don't know these people as well as you think you do. I mean, a man that actually supports it. He didn't care that young children were getting fucked by grown-ups, were being passed around like a morning biscuit or something, and just, were raped and you know, humilified and used and abused. No, didn't affect this guy at all. All he cared about is, I'm a Trump supporter and I'm good with whatever he does. It's all good. Why is it all good? Hmm. You mean to tell me that you support that kind of behavior? Ooh. You don't think so? You don't know anything. Oh, you must be a Republican. Oh, I see now. You don't think Trump was involved with Epstein's little nefarious organization? It's on the files. Files ain't going to lie. It's from Jeffrey Epstein himself. Come on now, Snappy Tom. You're going to tell me you're another Republican? Why is it that all the trolls are Republicans? You see the connection here? Sick mind and soul are all Republicans. And they're all right here on YouTube. All right here. Little girls, you don't think so? Apparently, you're not paying attention to the news, Snappy Tom. Apparently not. It's all coming out. Trump is just losing it. Well, physically he is. He has a lot of shit going on with him, apparently. But his mind is gone. Local YouTubers' minds are gone. Jim is falling apart from Asian Adventures with Jim. He's losing it. Steroid usage of 20 years has finally caught up with him. Muscle over mind? I don't know. Yeah, 13-year-old is still a little. Of course, the 13-year-old is a little girl. A 17-year-old is a girl. We use a magical number of 18. That doesn't mean that, a fucking 67-year-old guy should be with a, an 18-year-old either. They're still developing. They're not a full-fledged woman yet. Oh, just because what? They have a period? Means they've entered womanhood. Is that the excuse? Come on, it's sick for a 60-year-old man or something anymore to be with or having sex with a girl of that age. But, yeah, of course a 13-year-old is still a little girl. You got that right. She's barely had her period. I can't believe some of the things I'm actually hearing and learning. And learning, that's the word, and learning on here. Quite incredible. But I must admit, we have Mr. Wallet on here who controls the people around him, lets them know that, hey, I got money. And people, it sounds like, man, is it not a Trump twin when you think about it? A Trump twin. Maybe they're related. Imagine even Trump's wives got involved with all this nefarious shit going on. The wives. Sinking sausage in their mouth from Epstein and others. Trump even giving a blowjob to Epstein. And you voted for this guy. That's what makes it more hilarious. But yeah, things are really getting interesting, I must say. Politically, even right here on YouTube. Brings it right into your living room. Turn your phone on. You want some drama, you want some entertainment. You want to see people actually in real time losing their mind. Right here. Right here on YouTube. Where else could you get? But, there should be no mercy on anybody who would support Trump's behavior. He's actually threatening people. He's even threatening the troops. Threatening what is Argentina, Africa, Nigeria. Anybody who steps in his path, he's attacking. I mean, the guy lost his fucking mind. This is unprecedented. There's never been a president in this nature. I mean, to say and do the things that he's doing. But like I said, all the red-faced Republicans now hiding their MAGA hats. A president that's actually trying to destroy America and the world is in office. It's a real deal. Well, now he's just going to get him out of office, and that's going to happen. I have absolutely no doubt that's going to happen. His approval ratings they went down the fucking tube. Sorry, MAGA. Sorry, MAGA. It's a done deal. Hey, expat. Oh, we're just talking about how people's mental state are just going downhill on Capitol Hill, on the hill, and right here on good old-fashioned YouTube. In our lovely Philippines genre, Genre, by the way. For those calling it genre, I could name several. Wow, Trump is now on the attack. Even the own military is attacking them. He's saying people should be hung and killed. No, anybody that doesn't agree with him, just like any narcissist would think. And we know a few narcissists right here. One of the biggest ones is pretty regular. One of the biggest narcissists that's ever been on YouTube history is supporting Trump and saying, I don't care what Trump does. He could fuck little girls. He could destroy United States. But as long as my financial portfolio has gone up 26% since the guy's been in office, I'm happy with it. Oh my God. Like I said, guys, just when I thought I've heard it all, seen it all, it turns out not to be true. That more to come, you know. These people walk around. They try to fit into society. I'm just a normal guy, you know. I'm raising a nice family. I'm instilling wonderful values into them. But at the same time, I approve of pedophilia. I approve of the leader of the free world defiling children, killing people, sucking the cock of other men, sex trafficking. Just when I thought I heard it all, I didn't. It just gets better and better and better and better and better. Well, according to what you want to call better. A lot going down in Funky Town, I gotta tell you that. Whole lot going down. And that's where's the latest statement? Oh, Popeye saying that Gilda was having an affair with her Zumba instructor, and the Zumba instructor just happens to be female. What a sickness on here. It's just growing. Oh, I'm sure he's doing a simulcast, yeah. You gotta admit, though, it is entertaining. Anyway, I've been following pretty much anything to do with Trump, and I'm getting such excitement from his demise as his mental illness grows and becomes more and more apparent. He's attacking everybody. I heard that he even wants to buy CNN because they're in opposition of him and his administration. Buy your enemies. Buy your enemies. Well, does that sound familiar on social media here? Buy your enemies? Who does that apply to? How about a good guess? How about a good guess? Buy your women, buy your enemies, buy everything. Give me a little recourse on this, folks. It's too early for me to carry out a monologue here, although I have no problem doing that whatsoever, never have, but take the load off me a little bit here. Haven't even had my cup of tea yet. For God's sakes. You know, class has nothing to do with how much is in your pocket. The poorest people in the world could have class. We define class in a wrongful way. We don't define class properly. It's always involved with money. If you got a lot of money, then you're classier than the poor schlep that doesn't have any money. But there's a lot of people without money to have a lot of class, and class has really nothing to do with your bank account. Although some people believe because they have money that they're classy. Well, far from. That song we sung in elementary, if I ruled the world, every day would be the first day of spring. That's the lyrics I remember on that. If I ruled the world. Well, rulers have always had their downfall. Remember that. You know. When Nero fiddled, the world burned. So when you're going to fiddle and you're going to diddle, your world could burn around you. Guys, you're starting to bore me here. If you're not going to create any dialogue, you got to give Popeye some material here. Or what's the purpose of him simulcasting? So I'm just going to hang in there, put this on mute while I attend to my tea. Then I'll come back here and see if anything's worth a dialogue on here. Captain Thornton, could you turn down that background noise? No, I can't. Gilda's listening to her phone. She has every right to do so. Tune out if you don't like it. Sound that loud? Really? Is that loud? Oh. Now listen to a little Filipino language. Maybe you'll pick up something on it. Maybe I'll pick up something on it. She's listening to some drama. I always told you want drama, just go listen to YouTube. You don't need to listen to these Filipino trauma videos. Damn right I do. It's one thing nobody else could run but me, but my show. Shit, if I want to get on the toilet and take a shit while I'm doing a show, I'll do that too, but I'm not that classless. That's right. That's right. Snappy's got it right. Snappy Tom. So Tom, why are you snappy? And where did you get that handle, Snappy Tom? Do share. I like knowing my viewers a little bit about them. Captain, I thought you were the one who had a hearing problem. I do. Maybe that's why when she's playing her cell phone is not bothering me, because I got a hearing problem. I do. I most certainly do. I've had it since I was maybe 13. I don't know. I had a long time, brother. The background sound is distracting. Well, we all need little distractions in life, don't you think? It's good to be distracted from the usual crap. Well, I hope you guys have been checking out my videos. Oh, that is a little too loud, yeah. I can see that's disturbing my show. I'll have to move to the dining room because she's continuing to play this thing as loud as she possibly can, which I think is a little bit rude, but whatever, I understand. I think everybody tries to drown each other out. They all got their cell phones out. It's kind of a competition. If you're going to play yours, I'm going to play mine, but I'm going to put the volume louder. I'll show you. Nah, she could do whatever she wants on there. It's her phone. I'm doing a live show and she has to listen to me. She has every right to be on her cell phone and do her thing. Come on, gotta respect that. Well, you don't have any background music at the moment. Or not music, but background chatter. Okay, you feel better now? Much better? There you go. Popeye, was that too distracting for you? Okay, everybody happy now. I don't know if it's a good thing to listen to. Like Jim has been in the genre news a lot lately, and uh, and we're actually watching something happen. We're watching somebody actually lose their fucking mind on camera and live a lot now. Someone doesn't want to face the reality of their life that their wife, Dexel is her name, don't want anything to do with him. Although he'll change the scenario a bit and say, no, it was her that did all these terrible things. Well, and you got to know this guy's personality, the drunkard he is, how belligerent the guy is, and, whose story are you going to believe? I'd have to go to a court of law and they have to say, who's really the culprit in that relationship? You know it's going to be Jim. It's like some people just can't help themselves. Well, you can't help being who you are. That's what it is. And it shows out, especially if you're on social media. People see different aspects of your personality, hear it, see it. The guy that's in love with his muscles and his testosterone shots and his 20 years of doing steroids. Might affect the brain. I would think it probably would. I don't know, no specialist in that field, but I would probably venture to say that his steroidal usage has probably not been the greatest thing. Maybe for his muscles, but let's face it, folks, muscles are not everything. You got to have a brain to match it, but unfortunately, it may increase the muscles, but it decreases the brain matter, as in Jim's case. And now Jim's got a new sidekick that he talks to now and then. Did a couple of lives. I know at least one. I think there were two. That's this crazy Dubliner guy, this Irish guy. You can barely understand his accent. And this is a guy who's been living in the Philippines apparently quite a while. He got his little pedigree, he's got his SRRV, whatever. And but the guy comes on and all he's doing is complaining about the Philippines. I mean, don't people still have choices? I mean, you don't have to be here if you don't want to be here. You got choices to make. But why spend your life going on social media and totally bitching and whining about the Philippines if you're apparently not happy here? You don't like the culture. Apparently you haven't had any luck with the Filipinos, so maybe that's why you got some bees in your bonnet. Perhaps. You know, I'm just saying. I'm just speculating. Don't be anywhere that you don't like if you got that freedom of choice. Especially don't be here if you don't like it in the Philippines. You got that much freedom to do that. Pick up, pack your bag, and go. Instead of just bitching and whining because you can't get no action out here. Here's what happened with these guys that are moving to the Philippines, Southeast Asia, and that fact. It's not the promised land as people think it is. It's not the promised land. You just heard a lot of chatter on social media that, the Philippines was this, the Philippines was that. You're a rock star when you get off that plane, you're going to get all these women. That's not true. That's not true.
That's far from the truth. If you're a shithead before you came to the Philippines, you're probably still going to be a shithead. And if you think you have that kind of ongoing personality disorder, I might say, add another disorder, personality disorder, it's going to show out right here in the Philippines. You're not going to get a woman, man. You may meet them, but when they figure you out, well, it probably doesn't take a very long time. Then boom, and you're scratching your head wondering, what am I doing wrong? They can't secure a relationship in all places, the Philippines, where there's so many single women running around and, ripe and ready to go. But you got to play it right. You got to play it right. You don't play it right. I mean, it's a recipe for disaster. You're going to be alone as you were in the country you came from. And that's a fact. And you keep on making the same mistakes over and over and over again. I mean, when does it come that you actually, like get a clue? I mean, I'm going to tell you, get a clue. If you're having a hard time, well, chalk it up to something that you're doing wrong. I mean, you're obviously doing something wrong. It hasn't worked for you, no matter how much you tried. So maybe you need to re-examine. I would think, what is it you're doing wrong? Something to think about. I'm just saying, you can rectify these situations. I mean, possibly, unless you're that far gone. But I really don't suggest really spending all that money on the air trip all the time and everything else. Say you're just going to visit here because you want to play around because you heard about all these Filipino women are supposed to be so easy. Like that movie, Earth Girls Are Easy. But in this case, they're saying that Filipino girls are easy. Not necessarily. You find the right girl, they're not that easy. They're decent people. They're not all whores, as some people try to label Filipinas as being all whores. That's because maybe they're kind of having a hard time securing one, even for a date. Even presenting money to them. There's some Filipinos that don't want anything to do with some of these farmers. You ever think of that? That actually does happen? Smelly, dirty, hairy chest, bad breath, no teeth, horrible personality and disposition. Yeah, I'm sure there are Filipinas, professionals, freelancers, bar girls, whatever, that, well, still have a little bit of taste, that they're only willing to go so far for the money. Some of them, yeah, they actually do force themselves to be with people like this. But, we've got some regulars out here. I can think of one in particular that, uses his wallet as an aphrodisiac. And to some Filipinos, that would be an aphrodisiac. Hey, show me the money, honey. Give me that good life and 5-star dinners, and let's travel around. Let's have a great old time on his peso, on his dollar. Shit, if I was an upwardly mobile type of Filipino, yeah, I'd jump on that gravy train too. Why not, right? The gravy train. Choo choo. The gravy train. So you just can't, put Filipinos into one classification. It's like anywhere else, really. Yeah, no, they label us a third world country. They figure there's a lot of poverty out there, and any Filipino is willing to jump in your pants, allow you to get in their pants. But that's not always the case. There's a lot of guys that have been rejected out there. Boy, we have a lot on YouTube. One in Florida. You guys have been in the fucking Philippines in 40 years. Imagine not being laid for a couple of decades because your wife left you and you just can't seem to find a woman. Maybe they have mobility issues, but their mobility is just not their legs. We call these guys tripods. They got the third leg, but there's a little seal or washer in there that is not allowing movement. Yeah. Anyway, I haven't even made my freaking tea, which is unusual. Maybe I got distracted a little bit this morning. Or maybe that's it. I gotta admit, I've been at my best since I took a hiatus from YouTube for several months or so. And my comeback has been very enlightening for a lot of people. And it's been actually very enlightening for me. I've been hearing some new stuff on YouTube. It's not like I'm in a state of awe like I've never heard this kind of bullshit before and being witness to the pathetic disposition and life of these losers who dare to come on camera and expose themselves for the desperate simps that they are. Now, the word simp, that's, highly defined. I mean, you have to understand what a simp is. A real simp, anyway. Buying a woman, well, that's unfortunately you're not going to find real love doing that. Oh, don't get me wrong. There is love there. Love for the guy's money. Not as far as it goes. Just think about it. Let's give an example. Oh, just fictitious, You got a guy that's not exactly good looking, has a pretty fucked up personality and his view of life. The guy's a power freak, flaunts his money around to get attention, supports someone who's leading the country of the United States, who is now known to be in cahoots with Jeffrey Epstein, who has committed the most horrendous crimes. He's now dead, who have defiled young girls, sex trafficking, rape, and you're going to support that guy. Hey, need nothing more to say. If you support that kind of behavior, I don't know. Maybe you have something in common. I don't know. Because the only people that will support a behavior like that, ever since I had the expression, takes one to know one. Well, I don't know. Connect the dots. Connect the dots. Maybe there's truth to that. But I wouldn't know this. And I'm not actually into the personal lives of these people, but it's what you put out is what people see and hear, and they can make their own conclusions on that. They have the capacity to do so. It's your opinion. Or it's the evidence that's presented by the person that, makes you believe that. It's quite a good possibility that what they do with their life is not what they try to show you on YouTube. That if you could support, imagine, the leader of the free world, Donald J. Trump, and you approve of what he does, threats to kill people, firing your staff if they don't believe in him, fucking little girls, and you support that. And you support that. Man, that speaks volumes right there. Volumes. Anyway, go look at a couple of the shorts I got out there. He might have a laugh. You know, I can't say that I get not necessarily enjoyment from watching somebody lose their fucking mind. It is entertaining, though. It's according to who they are. Like you got Asian Adventures with Jim. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Lordy, lordy, lordy. He's the poster child for steroid abuse. Look what it's done to him. Oh, he's proud about his muscles. Muscles don't make the man. Keep that in mind. I always loved that commercial they had out, showing some eggs frying in a frying pan. They said, "This is your brain on drugs." I always remember that commercial, that, well, advertisement or public message, anti-drug campaigns. This is your mind on drugs while the eggs fry up in that pan. Brilliant, I'd say. That's what happens with drugs. I know it. I know it very well because, unfortunately, I've had a family member that got involved in that kind of shit. Drugs, 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 drugs. How fortunate I am that I don't do straight drugs. But Popeye, wait a minute. Popeye said that people who take prescription drugs are bad people. Well, we know that Popeye probably takes at least 5 or 6 of them at least, probably having to do with his mental condition. I'm sure most of it is probably associated with his mental condition. I think he lost it when his wife left him for a black man. But you know, good for her because what I heard, she's got her own little food business now. She's happy. She's not going to be slapped around by Robert, and she's a happy camper. So kudos for Popeye's ex-wife. Yeah, he used to beat the shit out of her. I told you, he's a ginny. Gin and camels. What did Popeye say? What does he normally say? Should I go through a list? Although my girlfriend is fucking a Zumba instructor. When the Zumba instructor happens to be female. She hasn't even been to Zumba that much anyway, but a Zumba instructor just happens to be female. So unless the Zumba instructor uses a fucking dildo and my girlfriend was actually unfaithful to me, which is not the case, I just don't think that's happening. That's the best part. Oh, the question really should be, Snappy, is what exactly did Popeye not say? That's probably a better question. Restructure it. Yeah. Yeah. There's not much that he hasn't said. Oh, let's see. I'm a draft dodger. I'm a pedophile. See, my girlfriend's fucking Zumba instructors. I never graduated college and got a bachelor's degree. Oh, the list goes on. And I think of a lot more than that. You got another half hour, you know. But from, his perspective, it's a very sick perspective. I mean, Papa's been on for years. He doesn't go anywhere. Oh, sure. Would assist, he'll go to the supermarket in his mobility scooter. Occasionally he'll go to the casino. Regularly he goes to the bingo parlor. Just admit, you're old. You're old. You're older than old. Can't catch me going to a bingo parlor. Shit, my parents occasionally would go, not even that often, but they'd go. I went to see them in these bingo parlors sometimes, smoke in the air, everybody hoping to get, all those ducks in a row on their bingo card. And Bingo. 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 And Bingo was his name. Oh, a revelation. I got a good name for Popeye. This has a nice ring to it anyway. Let's call him Bingo. Sounds like dingo, but we'll go with Bingo. Both work, but yeah. Snappy Tom says, I heard from a reliable source he does zero maintenance on his house. I don't know. I'm not there to witness it. I mean, would that surprise me? No. Probably because he can't and he doesn't want to spend the money. And maybe he just can't afford to do maintenance on his house. We're doing maintenance on my house all the time. There's always something to do. It's over 13 years old, the house, which is not ancient, but there's always something. The gutter will leak sometimes, windows need to be washed, I don't know, electrical outlet may go out and you have to replace it. Oh, hell. You might have to clean out your split air conditioners, have a cleaning job done. You have to rake your yard, got to get rid of the trash. A light bulb burns out, you got to replace it. There's always work you got to do on a house. You got to repaint something, retouch something up. Now, if you can't do that on your own, there's something wrong with you, bro. That's the one thing I'd never want to be, though, is immobile. That would rock my world. Now, I don't know how long he's been using a mobility scooter. I have no idea, but we know he is. Now, he won't go on camera because he's afraid to show what he currently looks like. And we had some visions of him. We've seen some photos of him that were taken maybe back 10 years, and he was still looking like he was a lot older than his age, looking weathered and haggardy, sickly. Well, 10 years have passed. God knows what he's looking like now, what shape he's in. It's all dried out, smoking his corncob pipe, bottle of gin on the side, pack of filterless Camels. John Smith, Frank, your BFF Popeyes. Of course he's simulcasting me. We already know that. You're not telling me anything new. He does it every time I come on. I mean, he's not living the most exciting life. I'm living rent-free in his head. No rent to pay there. And he knows it. This is just a daily thing. As long as I'm on, he's going to simulcast me. If it's the right time of day, he's still awake. And it's only about, 6 o'clock p.m. where he is, where it's about, I don't know what time it is, if it's close to 6 over here. 5:18 p.m. in Florida. Yeah, he's still up. He doesn't go to bed till 6:30. 6:30. The old boy's got to get his rest. It's been a hard day's night. But he loves listening to me, and I think it's a little love affair. I always questioned if the guy was AC/DC or something. I'm almost convinced of it now. Well, look, you can't get a woman. You want to try to get a man. But if you can't get a man, I mean, at least you could maybe listen to a man that you're attracted to his voice, his stories. So much so that you have to simulcast him. That's mental illness right there. That's desperation. It might be a little bit of, I don't know. As far as the sexual preference goes and all that, maybe he kind of turned the key the other way in the doorknob. Well, there you go. There's a word. Loneliness. That's it. That's pretty much the definition, really. Better use that. Loneliness. Well, loneliness will drive you to do these things. Look at Michael Fazio. Rest his soul. That had to be. I don't know if it's really succeeds Popeye. But that had to be one of the loneliest people on YouTube ever. It was so imperative for him to speak to somebody on the phone or through Skype or something because he needed the human voice. He needed somebody to communicate with him, and he went out of his way to do that with Warren, Scott Del Fuego, and anybody who was willing to talk to him. Oh, he couldn't get off the phone. Even tried to charge Warren $1,500 because Warren didn't answer his phone when even Warren got to a point that he didn't want to have to listen to Fazio babble away. Snappy Tom said, well, it's not exactly like Popeye wakes up next to a girl. Well, he does wake up to a girl. You're wrong. He's got a little bitch dog. He wakes up with his little bitch dog, little ankle biter like him. Popeye is an ankle biter, actually. Good description. Just thought about it. That works. That works for me. An ankle biter. It's all he could is bite ankles. It's like the Chihuahua with the big bark, but has absolutely no bite at all. Okay, what else is new on the YouTube front besides Jim in Asia going out of his monkey ass mind in public view? I don't think things are going to turn out very well for this guy at all. It's in the cards. I listen to him. Listen to him. He's going to get in the level of Popeye, and that's pretty bad. God, I don't know. I just could not see going on life like Popeye does. I don't mean to make him a topic matter here, but since he's simulcasting me, let's give him what he wants. Let's just give him a little something to suck on. Besides, his own dick, if he was able to be that dexterous, he probably would do it. Yeah. Owler will say he's busy. Not really understanding that statement. Owler will say that Popeye's busy, or Owler will say that he's busy. No cryptic sentences on here. Splain. Where is Owler today anyway? He's been on my show pretty regularly lately when I do my lives. I think that Popeye actually has all these bells and whistles that go off. And normally, you put a notification on, right? You got the notification bell on somebody's show that you like to follow. But I think it goes beyond that. I seriously do. I think he's got a little alarm system set up. No matter where he is, he's in a fucking shitter or something. When Frank goes live, he'll even jump in. And ever hear of jumping ship? This guy jumps shit. The minute he hears that my show is going live because he's got to simulcast it. That's pretty sad. You know what? I wouldn't, if I was even offered reincarnation, if such a thing existed, and you could choose to come back whether you wanted to or whatever reason, I certainly wouldn't want to come back as this guy. I'd rather be dead and leave it be. Leave me dead. I don't want to be reincarnated. If I had to come back as this guy, I'd rather be dead. I'd rather be dead rather than given life. Well, Aloe is kind of both sides of the fence, shall I say, It's according to, the barometer level or something, He'll go either way. Like people into AC/DC. He goes with the flow. Aloe goes with the flow. I know secretly he doesn't like Popeye at all. I know Allo thinks Popeye's on the list of some of the biggest losers on here. He has his own list, but I know Popeye is on that list with Allo. Don't matter if Popeye was on his hate show in the past. They've had some skirmishes too. But you have to have been around here long enough to know that on YouTube. I've heard it all, seen it all. So I'm at the point where I'm getting a lot of enjoyment from um, watching Trump's demise. This is fascinating stuff. It goes to show you that, you know, how power can be corrupt, and how being corrupt could equal power in some people's minds, but they all wind up falling against the sword. Happens all the time. That crazy love of mine. My goodness. Oh, I mean, I appreciate the entertainment on here. Don't get me wrong. If I've ever had a moment where I didn't think high of myself for one reason or another, all I have to do is listen to these boobs, these babbling boobs. And it makes me feel so much better about myself. I don't know how else to put it, really. It does. It's my own ego booster, my endorphin booster, GABA booster, never mind the meds. I get a natural high just from listening to these babbling boobs on here. No medicine could surpass that. It just can't. But I like watching how people are basically setting themselves up on here for disaster when certain things could be prevented, in fact, you know. But watching them go down like a plane that's just been shot down by a missile, and watching the fiery crash when it hits the ground, right here on YouTube, right on the Philippines genre, right here. Come and get it. If you want it, come and get it. It may not last. You know, man, I'm sorry to be repetitive, but I was listening to this other babbling boob, you know, the one with the fat wallet. And I knew this guy was really corrupt in his mind, but all I needed was that one show from him, and that really defined his character. And I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to say it again, I'm going to say it again, I'm going to say it again. That if you support somebody that engages in certain behavior, chances are you might have something in common, perhaps, or it just shows how sick your mind is. Take your pick. I don't know about you guys, but I can't support anyone, whether it's a president or not, that is going to do the things that he did. They think that money is so empowering, and it can be to a certain degree, but having more money than another does not make you better than somebody. And a lot of times you could lose that money and then lose the so-called power that you felt that you'd achieved with having this money. So basically, money is not everything, apparently. Oh, ants. I'm gonna have a banana here before I have my tea. That's right. You got a problem with that, anybody? I'm gonna have a nana. I'm gonna have a nana. There we go. Oh, okay. You know, if you peel back the skin on these online idiots, you're going to reveal the real nature of the fruit. There you go. Open up, troll. Open up, Popeye.
Popeye does a lot of hand action, don't you, Popeye? To my voice. Look at him go. Look at him go. He's probably jacking off right now to my voice. Oh, that's a sickening thought for me to even think of. But he probably does. Sorry to be so graphic. Okay, anybody else have anything to contribute to this morning's show before I get off here? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Well, you got to give Popeye something to talk about. He's kind of running out of material. Besides his opening statement, well, there you go. I could also say something similar to that. No matter where you go, there you are. Think about that, Popeye, what that means. That you can't change for the positive. If your dick is limp, sometimes Viagra is not going to even go to help. But you got the firm grip of your hand. And that could work for some men that are not getting any real action. But you see, that's not real. I know in your mind you're jacking off while you're stroking, you're thinking about me and my velvet voice. Keep the show open for what? If I'm not getting much dialogue, it's turning out to be one of Popeye's famous monologues. Right, Popeye? Monologue. He didn't like the word. Soliloquy. It has a nice ring. I'll call it whatever I want. Monologue, soliloquy. In defining a monologue is not different from a soliloquy. I don't know where you get that information. You talking to ChatGPT or something? Where are you getting that information? Where? Where? Uh-oh, a little chism from Popeye. Uh-oh. How nasty, Popeye. How fucking nasty. Get out of here. You're disgusting. Oh my God. This calls for a fucking smoke. Want one? Oh, that's right. You're a camel. I'm a Winston. You're a camel smoker. Okay, what else I have to do here? I'm at least going to get my cup out, and I'm going to at least try to get the tea going. I'm a little late on the tea this morning, but I got up a little earlier than normal. So forgive me. Hey, girls. Hey, girls. Wherever you go, wherever you, I'll be waiting there for you. Right, Popeye? No matter anytime I come on, you're going to be waiting for me. It's good to have a big fan like Popeye. It's flattering, to say the least. It flatters me. It flutters me and flatters me. But you know what? With all being said, I give some meaning to his life. No purple heart for Popeye. Yeah. Yellow, perhaps. Yellow is mellow. Let's get this puppy going here in that micro. Let's see. She's already got her coffee water ready. She's ahead of me. Let's give this puppy 3 minutes. Whatever you do, I'll be out there waiting for you. Just like Popeye is waiting for me. Every morning I do a show on there. He's out there waiting for me. Popeye, you know what? Even a humanitarian effort You know, sorry, I had to move to a different area. I had to move to a different area. I can't. It's really hard to witness somebody like him. I don't advise that to anybody. At least secure a relationship with somebody or make a. Even if you're like you're not into men, you're into me. You're into me, you know. But I'm just saying that at least find a good friend or something you could hang around with, go out and have a beer with, or something like that in America. I'm sure there's a lot of bars out there, but Popeye can't afford to spend the money on a drink. You move around if you have to. Yeah. No, you guys think I'm not serious. You think I'm just, sending missiles and RPGs at Popeye. Maybe you can relate to that, missiles and RPGs, but he's never been around them. Although I think he said he was a gunner's mate too, on top of everything else. Yeah, right. Is that a tool in your pocket, Popeye, or are you just happy to see me? Well, that's right. He can't get it up. Okay. End that statement. Got a million of them, Popeye. Got a million of them. And you know I do. I don't know the last time he's ever had a sperm that was a swimmer. He managed to pop out one. I think it was probably in vitro because he couldn't fucking get it up if he tried. Had to be in vitro with his wife at the time. Only thing I could think of. Did they have in vitro at that time? I don't know. I'm killing it, Popeye. I'm killing it. I'm killing it. How brave Popeye is calling me a pedophile and everything that he shoots toward me. Do you think there's a little bit of projection going on here? Even just a little bit, folks? I would think so. Little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. What you mean to me? To ABC. Just a little bit. Come on, Popeye, sing along. Just a little bit. He's got to get a little bit of me before he goes to bed at night. He goes to bed about 6:30 p.m. You got to be pretty ancient to go to bed at 6:30 p.m., first of all. But he has to listen to my voice because it's very soothing. As people told me, I got that velvet voice, right? So he's got to listen to me before he goes to bed. He'll have his dinner, probably while I'm doing my live. He'll watch some reruns of General Hospital. Or actually, I am his reruns, actually. He's probably listening to all mine. You're such a sad sap, Robert. But, there's going to be a day of your demise. I mean, for all of us. But the thing about you're not going to be missed by anybody. That's the sad part in life. When you get to the point that when you're gone, nobody's even going to miss you or even remember that you fucking existed. That's sad. That's sad. That's sad. Is there any reason for anybody to miss Popeye? I don't know. Maybe his daughter actually loves him. Well, he's providing a house for her to live in. What's not to love, right? Let's be real. It's always got his daughter hanging around. That's his company, and of course his little foo dog. He's got his little foo dog that licks his balls. He puts a little peanut butter on there. I can't get no satisfaction. I'll use my little doggy to create some fun. Da-da-da. How sad. So sad. Okay, I gotta read this while I'm doing my tea. Frank wakes up each and every day next to a woman. I sure do. Something Popeye does not get to experience. Oh, yeah.
Somebody help this guy out. Anybody live around Florida area anywhere? Remotely near Florida? You gotta get this guy a fucking woman. I mean, come on, serious guys. Let's be serious. Who needs your help? Girls, where is my turmeric? My God, there we are. Can't go without my turmeric in here. Are you out of your fucking mind? There we go. Called a supersized calamansi or whatever you call that shit. Line, huge calamansi. Look at that. Balls pop out. I think your balls are that big, actually. Thing is, you can't use them. They're useless. They're atrophy. Puppy up, shall we? Oh, I can smell it already. God. You're waiting for. Oh, I did it. Yeah. Look at that juice. It's as Popeye's fucking sperm up and die. Look at that, folks. Squeeze it up. Come on, squeeze one for me. So my there you go. Go. Got any more juice? Oh, more. Save me for me. One more. What do I smell? In the sink. Oh, look at that. Oh, the juice is flowing, Popeye. You turned on? You turned on? Tell us about it. Got some eggs boiling here. Okay. There it is, the proverbial tea, the icon of my channel. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, I got a couple of seeds in there this time, though. The seeds of destruction. Popeye's seed. Infertile, of course. There was one point, although after they shot out one kid, him and his wife, the wife told him, please have a vasectomy. I'll pay for it because I know you can't. I don't want to create anything from you, sir. Okay. I hear Lady Gaga in the background here, actually. Are you enjoying this morning, Popeye? It's made for your entertainment. I do think about you in a sense, at least giving you a little entertainment, because I got to spice up your life somehow. Nobody else can. Nobody else will. Well, anyway, this is not the Popeye show, but why not have a little fun? It is morning time. Okay. I think I'm going to have to go here now because I'm actually getting hungry. It's early to eat, but I don't know. I could wait a little bit longer to eat. Build up my appetite. I'm not sure. Shall it be oatmeal? Shall it be a couple of eggs? Shall it be some vegetables? I don't know. Got to think about it. It's still a little bit too early to eat for me. I don't mind having a tea at this hour of the morning, but I usually have a lot earlier than this. Popeye, do you want to know what brand of toilet paper I use too? What? He wants to know everything about me. because he wants to be me. He wants to be me. That's what I figured it out to be. Not just stalking, that he does very well with me, but I think he actually wants to be me. Mini me. He wants my life. He'd love to have my woman. He may make fun of her with all these little skits he puts on. His little editing and AI, whatever he does. But in reality, it's a reflection of how he feels. In reality, it's a reflection of not having, well, it's not having what I have. That's the really sad part. I think anybody, really, if you make a little bit of effort, you could achieve certain things. Maybe not to the level some other people achieve, like me. And not maybe finding the greatest woman, but I think, put him in a position with a woman, a real live woman with blood pumping through her veins and, a real pussy, not a pocket pussy. And you'd be surprised how he could go through a change. We could start thinking more positively and thinking better about himself and not projecting so much as he does. He'd become a new man. I'll guarantee you. Well, to a certain degree, when you're not a man to begin with, if you know what I mean, unless you want to take hormone shots, you're never going to be a true man. Take some femorones. Might as well. You already know you're a fucking pussy to begin with. Why not just have one? Just get an operation, get it over. That's right, you can't afford that. And Medicare's not going to pay for that. But you could dream. And, if you're going to act like a pussy, that's exactly what you are. Okay, now comes the cell phone here. All right, I think it's time. Okay. Great show by my standards this morning. Nobody's promised tomorrow. That's such a good one. Nobody's promised a tomorrow, Popeye. For the last time, world end. I want to be next to you. You sing that song, Popeye? The world's going to end. You want to be next to me. Oh, that's so flattering. Pathetic, but quite flattering. Not interested, Popeye. Okay.
All right, there you go. He had nothing to talk about today. He can only bash Trump so much. So why not make the whole show about me? Now, I tell you, let's do this. Let's show how Frank treats people. Check this out.
240 pesos, sir. No. Sorry. Work for a living. Grow up. Work for a living. I don't have money. No money. Today. No. Asking me for fucking money. Parents allow them to do that shit and they grow up to be beggars all their fucking life. You gotta know where to draw the line. You gotta know where to draw the line, okay? No, you can't call me cheap. I'm certainly not. See, like this man, he's working. Encourage the kids to be responsible. If they're gonna have a job like this, they're gonna earn their money. Earn your fucking money. Teach your children well. Remember that song? Teach your children well. Here you go, a nice, healthy breakfast. Deep fried hash browns. And a lot more cholesterol right here on a sausage McMuffin with egg. I'll tell you what, around this section right here, there ain't nowhere else to go. Next stop, immigration office. Yeah.
All right. Let's see what else Frank does on camera.
Kind of a parent lets a man around her children who has admitted to chronically masturbated on 2 live streams and exposed his bare butt on another live stream.
See my asshole? I'll show it to you. You want to see my asshole? Do you want to see my asshole? Is that what you really want?
Here we go. Shine it up, Frank. There you go. Yeah! Woo! How this look? 66? He's 66.
So he's talking about masturbation, right? Okay.
And sometimes when I sit there, sometimes I do that.
They caught me a second time masturbating.
There's a guy that has a pee-pee as small as a mushroom. Because it's the mushroom man, the mushroom man, the mushroom man, the mushroom man.
What kind of parent allows their children around a man who chronically publicly masturbates and show his bare butt on a live stream?
There you go. See, that's the difference. When I talk about Frank, I bring the receipts. He's actually displayed this pedophilia behavior online. He's actually abused children online. And he presented YouTube with all the evidence with his videos. So the facts speak clearly. He could sit and cry. Popeye said this about me. Popeye says that about me. There's no proof. I just gave you the proof. Okay? Guy plays with himself on camera. Sings about another man's penis with an 8-year-old boy on camera. I mean, Jesus Christ. Who's fucking crazy here? He is. This is the guy that's been on fucking Xanax and Lexapro his whole life. And it's only short term. He should be seeing a psychiatrist. He actually needs to go into detox. Now, answer me this question. What is going to happen if he gets arrested? What's going to happen if he can't get his Xanax and his turmeric tea? Dude, he's going to have a fucking meltdown and a fucking heart attack in that shithole of a jail cell they got waiting for him. Right? This is why I tell Frank, shut your fucking mouth. You're digging the hole deeper. But Frank is just like Barry. And don't get me wrong, I have no love for Barry either. Okay? But see, I don't really need to talk about Barry, because where is Barry? Barry is where I said he would end up. In Philippine prison. Simple as that. Okay? Now, Frank, it's going to take some time for you to go there. I know. Like I said, nothing happens in Philippines unless somebody gets paid. Nobody's getting paid. Frank's going to sit back there, have a jolly time, say nasty things about everybody he talks about. Now, can anyone tell me, has this guy ever said anything nice about anybody? No. No. And no. Hey, let's show one more clip of what this clown is really like.
Fracture. There's nothing about this guy to be intimidating.
I'll fall and get fractured. Let me tell you, I bet my bone structure is stronger than his.
I'm telling you, Frank Short. He's got a hunchback to the left. He walks sideways. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I walk side. Let's see, I got a hunchback now.
and I walk sideways. Oh, so I'm a crab.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Passport TV. Harry Dick here with you. Just woke up from a little nap. Then I'm going to prepare to go to the gym. And I was listening to an upload by Swampcast, the copycat channel. And what you just heard there was a little sound clip from there. And that is the old frail hamhead rebuttaling that someone said that he's very, very frail, very weak. Bone structure is crooked. He walks crooked. He's got a hunchback. And he's denying that he has any of these things. But what we are going to show you here at Passport TV, that it is true that the old frail man is like an old, frail, crusty crab that walks sideways. And in this video clip that we will show you, you'll also see that he is looped, completely looped, under the influence of a very powerful narcotic. So looped that he forgot to pull his zipper up before he started making his video. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to watch the video and please comment what you think. Frail or not frail? Does he walk sideways? You be the judge.
Well, welcome back to My Philippines Interest. You know, I wanted to talk about something here that, I find really bothersome. Now, I'm not going to stereotype a whole culture, but we all know this to be true. All right, we're all aware of the poverty. Yesterday, I was doing something in the yard, and this tricycle stops over there, and there's this guy driving it, and there's this young woman. I don't recognize them. So, can you help me with some money for my baby for the hospital? Now, this is something you're going to hear a lot of. You will hear a lot of this, and it's a scheme, scam, whatever, to me, like Matt Wilkie did a piece on there, and he called it extortion.
I don't know, folks. I've seen people in their 80s move smoother than that, with more coordination. To me, it looked like he was walking sideways, doing the crab walk. That's just my opinion. But tell us what you think. Leave a comment below. Did the frail man do the crab walk or not? Anyway, folks, I'm going to get ready to prepare myself for some physical activity because I don't want to be frail. I don't want to do the crab walk. Everyone have a great weekend. Take care.
Yes, and I bring another receipt to you. And this receipt shows projection. I'm crippled. I'm in a mobile scooter. And yesterday was, I don't have a license. I got DUIs. Well, dude, you're going to throw accusations, bring the receipts like I did. I showed that this motherfucker can't walk. He can't remember to zip his fucking fly. I showed you him grooming an 8-year-old boy, doing something as disgusting as showing his ass and jerking off on camera. Dude, these are all the things this fucking clown is trying to project onto me and others. Right? And I have tons of video. If I wanted to, I could take a 15,000-mile trip. Fucking burn 400-500 in the court system and drag him through the mud. It's not worth it. Not worth it one bit. No, it's a waste of time. Because every day, this guy is killing himself with what? Benzodiazepine, Lexapro, and sucking down Benadryl to sleep. Frank was high this morning. I agree. I agree. I mean, so I just showed you what a clown this guy is. Take it, leave it, whatever. Okay? He's used to losing money and getting ripped off and scammed. Remember the interview with Ren? Yeah, yeah. I remember the interview with Ren. Oh, man. That's just hilarious. Let's see. Mick Fisher, of course, he walks a little funny. Remember, he's disabled. He went on disability for many years because he was too disabled to hold a job. Exactly. And as Mick Fisher also pointed out, he doesn't receive a pension. That's a safety net, Social Security. It's not a pension. Actually, I receive a pension. I actually received 2 pensions. One from the United States Navy and one from my local government here. I received 2 pensions, okay? Oh, man, just fucking hilarious. Just fucking hilarious, you know? But it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. So, there you have it. I've made my point. I don't need to drone on about him. If he doesn't like it that I simulcast him, tough shit. I mean, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. You know he's going to come on 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 a.m. Philippine time. Fucking moron could figure that out. That moron up in Bilbid prison can figure that out. In all actuality, that moron up in Bilbid prison has more fucking brain power than the asshole that's living with an octomom that's dicking the Zumba instructor, okay? And is taking him for a house, an electric kink trike, paying for her 8 kids. I mean, dude, I couldn't show my face on YouTube if I did all that shit. Just couldn't do it. But hey, that's Frank. He could take a punch with the best of them. But you know, when you don't have a brain to realize that you fucked up because you've been on prescription drugs and abusing them for year after year after year. And one thing I don't like is people that try to put words in my mouth. I did not say people who take prescription drugs are bad. I did not say that. I said Frank abuses prescription drugs. And you can hear that in my short that I put up from a prior live stream. Okay? So I'm just a little fed up with his lying and his making up stories, sitting on foreign soil, insulting and lying and making up stories about the President of the United States. And this is the guy who hasn't even voted. He has not even participated. This is the guy who sits on foreign soil and insults America, insults the President of the United States, and collects benefits from the United States. Well, if you hate America and the President so much, Frank, why don't you give up your Social Security benefits and become a Filipino citizen and be happy with 1 peso in your pocket? I mean, what's the greatest job that let's talk about his job. He worked in a cannery. He worked for Parks and Rec. He says I made fun of him because he worked at Park and Recs. No, no. The people in my live chat made fun of you. You know why they made fun of you? Because that is as far as you went. What the fuck is a guy with a bachelor's degree working in Parks and Recs? Right? Oh, I'll tell you why. Because that guy doesn't have a bachelor's degree in photography. That guy lied to everybody online. Okay? Period. Lie after lie after lie to cover your incompetence. Exactly, Patrick. Exactly. So look, Frank, I'm going to keep simulcasting you because you are a fucking pedophile. And you cannot do anything about it every time I say it. And I know that irks your ass. And I have proven you're a fucking pedophile. I have proven you abuse Filipino children. Okay? And next simulcast, I will bring even more proof, each one. Nothing you will be able to refute. And if you do refute it, everybody's going to know you're a lying sack of shit. And dude, this is correct right here. Right here. And no, Frank, you didn't pay for your own benefits through taxes. You used every penny up you paid in the first few years you were on SSDI. That is correct, Mick Fisher. We have a winner. Dude, this guy has never contributed anything to society but heartache, hard times, chaos, and bullshit and arguments. That's all this guy has ever contributed to society. This guy is a waste of human flesh. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you a fond adieu. This is Popeye 1. I'm out of here.